Was today not a fun day? It was a fun day because beating the Giants is fun. Pizzling the pizzle is fun. Taking his belt is fun. Making babies is fun. Making babies with the belt is even more fun. Watching the Dallas Cowboys choke is fun. And of course, it is always fun to make the playoffs.
Dallas still stinks.
King Dingbat here, and welcome to the Victory Celebration Room, better known as my garage, where we come out to smoke a victory cigar each and every week because the Eagles win just about each and every week, except for one time. The Eagles have 12 wins, and it's fun. It is all fun and games right now, but we can't smoke a cigar in the house because if we do that, the wife will double moonwalk my ass and we'll be sitting in our own blood and piss, and that would not be a good thing. So we come out here, we smoke a stogie, and we just reflect on the day and enjoy a stream, and I mean stream or ocean, of Philly 500 consciousness. You never know where it's going to go. But tonight we are smoking a cigar because the Eagles beat the Giants. Now, they didn't just beat the Giants, they destroyed the Giants. It was a massacre. It was the bloodbath at the Meadowlands. The Eagles whipped the Giants, and it was a beautiful thing. And when thinking about who I want to give the victory cigar to, who do I want to honor tonight, there's just so many people to do it with. You know, there's so many people on this team because this team is talented, it is stacked, it is by far the best team in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. That's the truth, okay? But what a game. What a game. And we'll give it to three guys tonight. I'm going to give it to three, but more deserve it, okay? God, I could just keep going on. You know what? I'm going to dedicate this to the whole entire team, okay? And I'm going to point out A.J. Brown, congratulations, over 1,000 yards. Miles Sanders, congratulations, over 1,000 yards. Jalen Hurts, congratulations, 10 touchdowns this year. Jalen Hurts is by far well ahead of every single other player in the race for the MVP. He is the MVP of the year, make no question about it. So we're going to dedicate this thing to the whole team. We got to, okay? So, without further ado, it's time to light this bad boy up. Another victory. It tastes so good when it hits your lips. It tastes so good when it hits your lips. Wow, mia. They should come out with the cigar diet where you don't eat, you just smoke cigars. I bet you I would lose a lot of weight if I could just smoke cigars all day. My throat, mouth might come off, but it is what it is. Come on, light. Don't start this bull crap with me. But I love smoking cigars. I love it. 12 times we've been out here. 12 times. The Eagles are 12-1. Can you believe 12-1? I thought they'd have 2 or 3 losses by now at least. 12-1. What a team. What a team. And you know, they went into to play the Giants, the big bad rivalry. And usually these games are pretty close. Even, you know, usually you could throw out the record, it's going to be close. Not today. It was total destruction, a bloodbath at the Meadowlands. The Eagles destroyed them. It was awesome. It was awesome. And not to mention that besides the Eagles destroying them, I pizzled. Pizzled got pizzled today. He got pizzled because me and him had a bet. I put my whole channel up. I put everything I had up just for a belt, because it was the only way I could get anybody to agree on a bet. I have to always give more because they're all scared. But he did it. He came on my channel, shout out to Pizzle. He took it like a man, and took the beating like a man, inch by inch, like a gentleman. Like a gentleman, inch by inch, like a gentleman. You know? And Philly 500 won. We're going to get that belt, and might have to have a victory celebration cigar with the belt when we get it. But victory is ours. And I seriously thought it was going to be close. I did. I thought it would be. No. What a day, what a day. Now, you might see this thing right here. Shout out to Mark Holmes. He basically told me to get this mic for outside. I noticed that, when I do cigar videos out there, there's always a lot of echo, and it's pain. I've tried like 2 or 3 mics to get rid of it. I was having trouble. So I'm hoping that this thing helps. The test runs that I did, it sounded much better. We'll see if this translates. You tell me, but, We're here. Hey, do you see the alien chip? That still stinks. Hopefully it's working, but it is what it is. So thanks, Mark, for getting this. If it's really good, I'll use it all the time. I don't care if I look stupid with this thing on my face. It's like, hey, look at me with a blue light. What a game. What a game. I was really curious how the Eagles were going to come in today, right? Because you had the best game of the season for the Eagles at the time last week versus the Tennessee Titans, right? They killed it on all cylinders, beat a really good team. And, you're wondering, okay, are they going to come in and be as good as they were? And after the first 2 drives, you knew it was over. You knew the Giants had no chance to win this game, okay? And it's like I said, if you put the Giants in the same situation that you put Tennessee, where Daniel Jones has to throw, they're done. They're done. And that's exactly what the Eagles did. And I got to tell you, I thought it was going to be closer. I thought it would be close till the fourth quarter and the Eagles would pull away. That's what I was thinking. And then when everything happened with the punter, right? I've never seen a punter let the ball drop, bounce, and then kick it. I've never seen that. Nobody ever saw it. Nobody even knew what the rules were. Okay? But right then and there, I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those weird Giant Eagle games. And then you had Sippos, he gets his pump blocked, picks up the ball, runs with it, shades of Clyde Simmons running in a touchdown on a blocked field goal in overtime. I don't know if many of you youngins wouldn't remember that, but you old G's like me, you definitely would remember that. And I'm thinking, after Sippos gets hurt trying to run a block punt for first down, I was thinking to myself, all right, this has got all the earmarks of one of those weird Eagles-Giants game. Here we go. It's going to be weird. And I can never feel comfortable. I think about remember there was like 24/7, Eagles were up. Eli Manning brought them back. And it was like, I'm like, okay, is this going to be one of those games? But you know what? Jalen Hurts don't play. Jalen Hurts is cool, collective, and he don't play. And I absolutely love it. I love the shot of him. Come on, Light. I love the shot of him sitting on the bench stoic while everybody else is laughing around him and stuff like that. He's in the zone, man. He's in the zone. He don't play. I love this kid. I love him. You love him. I love everything about him. He's great. Eddie's the MVP. And he deserves it. My gosh, he deserves it. And my message to Jalen Hurts is this. Go get paid. Get every penny you can. You deserve it. 50 mil. Pinky up. Always pinky up when you drink, because it means you have class. Class and ass, baby. That's what I got. Class and ass. I like this cigar. This is a good one. I got to see what the name of it is. But yeah, it was a great game, man. It was a great game. I don't remember the Eagles beating the Giants that way. I always say Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium, wherever they call it, up there, up North Jersey. But yeah, I don't remember. Matter of fact, I think this was like the biggest win the Eagles had up there since like in like 19 years. Okay, it was a total beatdown. But I mean, I got nothing to complain about. Even Jonathan Gannon, I got nothing bad to say. I really think Jonathan Gannon actually looks like his defense has gotten a little more aggressive. Now, after the Eagles were up 21-0, he did back off a little bit for one drive. The Giants went down, scored. It kind of got on my nerves a little bit. But he got out of that real quick. You got to wonder, is the help he brought in, the Eagles brought in the offensive coordinator from the Colts, is that help paying off? And is he being a little more aggressive? Or did he just not respect Daniel Jones at all? That's the question. Now, I want to thank everybody who was in my stream today. We had like 2,200 people pretty much the whole second half. We had 2,000 people the whole first half. It was amazing. It was amazing. So thank you guys to all joining us. And thanks again to Pizzle for hanging out, coming and hanging out. I thought that was cool. He manned up, man. You know, we put it on the line. Nobody can say that Philly 500 don't have no balls. I put it all on the line, the channel on the line. I went all in. Okay? And I won. And we won. So scared money don't win. And now we get a belt that we deserve. It's crazy. Nobody's got their Christmas lights on. I don't even have mine on right now. It's poured rain. It's been raining for days and days and days. It's crazy. But it is what it is. I hope this thing is working, by the way.
Hey, yo, I know. Hey, baby, this body was to give you pleasure.
I can do ASMR for you, morons. Patang, 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 patang. I don't know. I never understood ASMR thing. I think that's crazy. I think it's kind of stupid. You know, somebody's like, yo, will you ever see ASMR? What the hell's ASMR? Oh, look, watch. And they show me the thing and somebody going, and I'm like, oh my God, this is torture. How's that relaxing? To me, it makes me nervous. Like, dude, shut up. Be quiet. I wanna watch the cooking channel. I wanna learn how to cook so I can get fatter. Fat ass. You have to butter my hips to get me through the door. It is what it is. 3 chins in the back of my head, and I am the man. 3 chins. How many people can say it? See, anybody could go out and work out. Anybody could work out, get in shape, be in shape, eat right. Anybody could do that. But can you be the man and get bigger and bigger and bigger? That's the question. The good life, right here. I'm going to eat some cake when I'm done. Some Haagen-Dazs, you know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. I'm on a diet. This light's so crazy today. But, God, what a game. What a game. I mean, it's like, where do you begin? Jalen Hurts, that's where it has to start. The Eagles would not be 12-1 without this guy. The Eagles would not be half the team they are without Jalen Hurts. He's been that good. Jalen Hurts is having a better year than Carson Wentz did in 2017. It's a better year. It's an MVP year. He deserves the MVP. Give him the MVP. And listen, he's got 10 rushing touchdowns this year, 20 passing, 10 rushing. I mean, that's ridiculous. He still has a legitimate shot at 30 touchdown passes, and he has a shot at 4,000 yards. He does, and it's just amazing to me. It absolutely is amazing, the progression he's made, and I know a lot of it has to do with A.J. Brown. You have a good offensive line, but you know, like I've been saying, Jalen Hurts can beat you multiple ways, right? You remember that Detroit game, first game, right? Detroit blitzed a lot. They came out and they blitzed a lot. And Jalen Hurts beat that blitz with his feet. He beat it with his feet. Well, today when the Giants blitz, he beat him with his arm. He beat him with his arm, and shout out to the offensive line. That offensive line held up really nice. They picked up the blitz. They gave him time to make throws, and boom. I mean, all over the place. Can you imagine what this team is going to look like when you get Dallas Goedert back? It's going to be even better. I mean, you have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They're both killing it. A.J. Brown, congratulations, over 1,000 yards. Over 1,000 yards. Okay? Miles Sanders, over 1,000 yards. People are telling me he's just an average back. He's okay. I love Miles Sanders. I want to bring him back. I don't know how you can do it, but I tell you what, I believe this wholeheartedly. I believe that there's only a handful of backs in the National Football League right now that can, at any given time, break an 80-yarder, break a 60-yarder. Miles Sanders is one of those backs. And when you have a guy like that, he's dangerous. And the other reason I would consider bringing Miles Sanders back, Miles Sanders is 25 years old, and he does not have a lot of wear and tear. He didn't get a lot of wear and tear in college. He didn't get a lot of wear and tear in the pros so far. I think he has good 4 or 5 years left. So if there's any way the Eagles can do it, they got to do it. But Miles, over 1,000 yards. A.J. Brown, over 1,000 yards. Devontae Smith, he's like 770 something. It's only a matter of time. He'll be there in a few weeks. So you're going to have 2 1,000-yard wide receivers, a 1,000-yard back, and I mean, and you get Dallas Goedert coming back. This team is hard to beat, unless you're maybe like, you know, Kansas City, Buffalo, Miami, depending upon how Tua's playing. But you have to have teams that can score points. If you can't score points on the Eagles, you're going to have a problem. What I love about this team is they can come out one series and beat you with the pass. The next series, they can come out and beat you with the run. They can run, they can pass. And then you have a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, who's a natural-born leader, mentally tough, very, very smart, high IQ, and I think it's a deadly combination. It is. And if you give the Eagles home field advantage throughout the playoffs, it's going to be all she wrote. This week and last week, the last 2 weeks, are the best football the Eagles have played all year. So we're in December, and the Eagles are playing their best football. This is big, okay? This is big. While the Cowboys pretend to be playing their best football, the Eagles actually are. Big difference between the Cowboys and the Eagles. And this is the truth, okay? The Cowboys are the type of team that go up 47-19 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they keep stars in like Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs. Why do they keep those guys in? Come on, Light. Man, I don't have to dance for this Light. Why do they keep guys like that in? So they can pad the stats, run up the score, and then they can build hype and blow smoke up people's ass to think that they're better than they are. The Eagles, they go up big. They pull their quarterback, who has 380 yards passing, only needs 20 more yards to go over 400. They take him out with 9 minutes in the game. Today, again, the Eagles took out their starters. Cowboys, they keep them in. Did you see the final play? And people pointed this out to me. Forget who it was, but shout out to them. Trevon Diggs gets the interception on the Hail Mary at the end of the game. It was so important to get that interception and then talk about getting that interception. They're about the stats. They're about the stats. The Eagles are about winning. That's what I believe. And a lot of people who are not Cowboy fans believe the same thing about the Cowboys. They like the show. The Eagles like to do the business. The Eagles like to get it done. And that's the difference between those two teams. And I think it manifests itself, what they did against the Colts manifested itself against Houston. They thought they were better than what they were. They thought that they were going to go out there and just destroy this team because they're 1-10, and they scored 50 points. Listen, I was on Cowboys YouTubers streams, right? People that I respect, that I think know what they're talking about. And even to my surprise, a lot of them were sitting there going, and these are like quotes of what they're saying. The question isn't whether the Cowboys are going to win the game versus the Texans. The question is rather, will they score 40 or 50 points against them? That's the kind of talk that they're having. I mean, you don't win games like that. But that's kind of Dallas Cowboys. That's why Christmas Eve is a reality check. Christmas Eve, the Dallas Cowboys can't escape what's coming, because it's coming. The Eagles are coming, and they're bringing hell with them. Do you hear me? Hell's coming with them. Do you know what movie that's from? Let's see who can get it in the chat, in the comments. But yeah, Eagles are in good shape. So here's another great thing that happened today. The Minnesota Vikings lost. They lost, putting the Eagles 2.5 games up above them. Okay? Now, technically, they're still ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. Get this, right? The Cowboys are, I think, the 5th seed right now, right? Because the 4 division winners get the top 4 seeds. So you have the Eagles with the 1st seed, Minnesota with the 2nd. I believe the 49ers have the 3rd seed, and then the Buccaneers, who stink, have the 4th seed. So the Dallas Cowboys could win potentially 13, 14 games and still have to go to Tampa Bay and play them. That's the way the NFL works. A lot of people don't like it. They think that they should reseed. I don't. I think you have to get credit for winning the division. Regardless of how bad your division is, it has to mean something. Otherwise, what's the point of divisions at all? So, after I get done, right, I'm going to go in, I'm going to edit, do my thumbnail, all that stuff. And then when I chill out, I sit down, and I'm going to put on Tulsa King. I'm liking the Tulsa King show with Sylvester Stallone. You know, there's some far-fetched things in there. Some things don't make sense. But I like it, you know. Like if he hit a maid guy in real life, he'd probably be dead right now. You can't do that like at the beginning of the show. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I'm enjoying the show. I think it's entertaining. So every Sunday, when I wind down, I watch Tulsa King. These are always the hardest days. That's why I like to come out, smoke, and chill out. Because I pause. I said hardest day, pause. But, like, after the full day of streaming and the channel and doing all this stuff with the Eagles and winning, like, I can never sleep. I can never sleep when it's all done. It's like I'm up to like 4 in the morning, and I have to get up at like 5 in the morning. I can't help it. I don't want melatonin, because every time I take melatonin, I have the weirdest dreams ever. I have futuristic dreams, like of the future things and events that will take place. No man should know his own future. That's what I say. But I can give you one future prediction that I know is coming true. And if you guys went way back into one of my old videos, like one of my first year videos, I cursed the Dallas Cowboys. It's called the Philly 500 curse. And I said the Cowboys will not win a Super Bowl for another 50 years. And that was at 2016, I believe. So I stand by that. They still got a long way to go before they win a Super Bowl again. Eagles might have 5 by the time they win another one. Hey, shout out to Brandon Graham. Shout out to Brandon Graham. Dude, 8.5 sacks this year. Coming back from an Achilles. You come back from Achilles, at least, in the old days, that was when you were older, that you don't come back from that. He has come back, and he looks fantastic. He has 8.5 sacks. Brandon Graham has never had double-digit sacks in his career. I hope he gets it this year. And Hassan Reddick, over 10 sacks. I said, his contract is worth it if he gets double-digit sacks. He did it. We are good to go. Another fantastic signing. That defensive line kicked ass. So you had Brandon Graham, 3 sacks. You had Reddick with a sack. You had Josh Sweat with a sack. You had Javon Hargrave with a sack. I mean, they're sacking the hell out of Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones stinks. Let's face it. He stinks. But man, I don't know what else to say about this team. Other than they're that good. They're that good. And we keep hearing, oh, they haven't beaten anybody. They haven't beaten anybody. That's so untrue. That's unfair and it's wrong. They beat every team in the AFC that they played. Then they went ahead and they beat the number 2 seed right now, and then the team with the third best record in the conference. They've beaten everybody. They slipped up against Washington because you got to lose sometimes. You're not going to win every game. And they should have won that game. If Quez Watkins doesn't fumble it, they win that game. It's amazing. When I think of Hurts, and I think about the playoffs, how's Hurts going to be in the playoffs? I think he's going to kill it. I think Hurts is a big game quarterback, a pressure quarterback. He's got ice in his veins. He's an absolute stud. Sign him to his money. Let's get it done. Sign him to an extension, and then when you sign him to an extension, give him upfront money. Make sure his contract doesn't really kick in for a year or two against the cap, giving you flexibility to go ahead and bring a guy like James Bradbury back and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He has to sign an extension. Hey, you can get another year out of it. Why not? Howie knows what he's doing. Howie knows what he's doing. I don't see any alien ships tonight. No UFOs. But, man, what a game. What a victory. I love this time of year. I've been dieting keto. I've been doing good. I lost, 12 pounds since Thanksgiving. I'm happy about that. I got about another week and a half, and then I'll take a couple days off for Christmas. Then we'll get right back into it. And we're going to hit a stretch from like January to like June. We are going to kill it. We are going to kill it. By this time next year, you're going to say, Philly 500, he's giving away tickets to the gun show. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. I'll be auctioning off some of my chins pretty soon. Although I really want a big glass of eggnog. See, one of the things I like to do this time of year, I like to watch Christmas shows. I'll watch it. I don't care how many times I see it. I'll watch Christmas shows. And I've been doing that, but the thing is I haven't been having eggnog. I've been drinking water. And it's funny how the attachment of like food and things like that go with like watching Christmas shows and celebration stuff, that when you don't do both at the same time, it's like totally different. It's all mental. It's mental, man. Mental. What a win. What a win. I loved how the Eagles won today. Hey, what about Crash Test Covey? Crash Test Covey keeps getting better. I thought he played really, really good. And hopefully, Reed Blankenship and Sippos, hopefully they're going to be okay. It sounds like it may be serious for Blankenship, which is a shame because the kid's come such a long way. But at least we get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson back soon. That'll be important. Now, we've got the Chicago Bears next week. I have no doubt in my mind that we'll be smoking a cigar next week. We'll be doing this again next week. And when we do it again next week, we're going to be talking about that Dallas game. That game is going to be the clinch. Okay, so people keep asking me, so what is like these scenarios now? First off, I don't know why I waited 27 minutes to tell you this, but we clinched the playoff spot. We clinched the playoff spot. We're in the playoffs. Now, the next step is win the division. How do the Eagles win the division? If they beat Dallas on Christmas Eve, they win the division. Even if Dallas was to lose next week, let's say to Jacksonville, and the Eagles were to win, I still don't think and not positive, but I'm pretty sure you still don't clinch the division. You beat Dallas, you clinch the division. Now, if the Eagles win next week, that takes them to 13. They win against Dallas, that would take them to 14 wins, right? So, if the Eagles get to 14 wins, meaning the Eagles win the next 2 games, they not only clinch the division, but they clinched the NFC conference. Because the Vikings lost today. Vikings now have 3 losses. That means the best the Vikings could do is go 14-3. Okay? The Eagles get to 14 wins. They win the tiebreaker over the Vikings because they beat them head-to-head. So, The Eagles beat Dallas regardless of what they do with Chicago next week. They beat Dallas on Christmas Eve, they clinch the division. If they beat Chicago and beat Dallas, they clinch the division and they clinch the number 1 seed throughout the playoffs. You get the number 1 seed, you go to the Super Bowl. That's it. Mark my words. It will happen. Who the hell are these people? What are they doing? They talk, hey man, I'm chopping this, I'm going to shopping like this, and I'm going to do that. I don't know these people. I don't know. I know this neighbor here, he's kind of cool. But that's it. I don't know anybody. It's not like the old days. Yeah. What a win. What a win. Man. You know what I have to go watch? I haven't watched it. I have to watch Bad Santa 2. I haven't watched it yet. Heard it stunk. But I need to watch it anyways. Oh, man. So right now, the way I see things happening is I see the Eagles clinching home field throughout the playoffs when they play after they beat Dallas. Now, here's what's interesting, right? I won't keep you guys too much because I know that I ramble on, but I'm just so jacked up, about these games. Yeah, you can't help it. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Let's say, for argument's sake, the Eagles, and it's going to happen when they clinch. Well, let's just say when the Eagles clinch on Christmas Eve home field, they got to play the Saints. What if the Saints, like, if they lose, that game would go to, like, top 2 pick? Do you think Howie Roseman calls down and says, Nick Sirianni, you got to play your starters. We could pick number 2 here if this team loses today. We would go to the number 2 spot. It's going to be interesting. Most likely the Eagles wouldn't care about that. They wouldn't worry about it. And I think if you clinch home field throughout the playoffs, in my opinion, if you clinch home field against Dallas, you got two weeks. You can't sit those guys for 2 weeks plus a bye week. I think they got to play a little bit. So what I would do is I would play, in the Saints game, I'd play them a half. And in the final game, I'd play them a quarter, your starters. And then, of course, you'd go into the bye week. We sit back, we watch who's going to play, and then it'll go from there. That's how I would kind of handle it. I think that Giants game is going to be meaningless by the time we play probably that Saints game too. The Eagles are good. The Eagles are clearly the best team. I don't know what else to say. They're the best team of football. The best team of football. Miles Sanders, 144 yards, over 1,000 yards. A.J. Brown, over 1,000 yards. Devontae Smith, he's going to go over 1,000 yards. This is something special. And unlike a lot of people think, this isn't just one and done, like 1 year, you win it all, and then it's over. The Eagles are going to be good for years to come. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So get this, right? My wife just comes down, she's getting ready to go to sleep. It's late, but she comes down, she's like, you forgot this. I'm like, I forgot what? What did I forget? What are you even talking about? I brought it home. I brought it home, forgot to use it. My man, Brown Hornet, reach out to me. I owe you a hat, but look what I got for next week. It's finally here. And we got the blowtorch, and we got our ashtray, and we're good to go. You know what I'm saying? What are these guys doing in there? Like two guys get in a car, and they just sitting out there. It's kind of suspect, isn't it? The car's shaking too. I don't know why it's moving so much. I don't know. Something weird's going on in there. I gotta get out of this state. There's no Washington out. one other thing I gotta say while these guys are out there, I don't know, fornicating, don't know what. But if you're still watching this at this part, and I don't know who it is or who's there, but if you're still here, this is for you. Pinky up. Shout out to you, because you guys are the best. To watch this whole video through, it's like a old bitter Dingbats episode, you know, that we used to do with Adrian Fedku. Shout out to him. But if you're still watching this, I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. You're the best. I love you. You are Dingbat Nation. Denzel Washington out.